It's not.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I think you'll agree, just the most thrilling fight, one of the most thrilling fights I've ever witnessed. I mean, saw the scorecards, 5-1 down, 5-1 down, 4-2 down. I thought it looked like it might be the end of the fight for Leigh Wood, and just the most thrilling stoppage, thrilling knockout to retain his WBA featherweight title. Questions from you guys to myself, Leigh and Ben.
Leigh, in that fight, you seem to be switching stances. Just give me your thoughts on why you decided to take that approach this fight.
You know, I've been a switcher for a long time, but it's depending on individuals, how much I switch, if it will be effective or not. And I find moments in that fight when that favoured me, and there's moments when orthodox favoured me. So I just switched to suit, to be honest.
There's times now, fight where he was throwing some body punches and you were missing at times. Were they really getting to you?
Yeah, but they just bounce off when you're in there and the adrenaline's going. In the first one, it goes a little bit, then after that, they just bounce off, always another one. You just get used to it, to be honest. You just chin down, bite down, and back on.
Was that fight harder than you anticipated?
I knew even if I had it all my own way for a number of rounds, there'll be a time when he thinks, right, that's it, I'm just going to give everything I've got. And like I said, there'll be moments in the fight where he'll have to work very hard to win moments, and he did. And I said, when he works really hard for the moment, I'll make him pay. And I did.
Considering Josh Warrington was out the ring for 10 months, did he surprise you at what he did today in terms of coming back? I mean, he's been there, done that. Did he surprise you at all?
No, he's a great fighter. He caught me in the back of his head pretty early, disoriented me. It took me a while to recover from it, to be honest. It's so loud, to be honest. But that definitely threw me a little bit. And then whilst I'm thinking about that, you know, another one came over. I was like, no, it's relentless, right around the back. But no, look, he is a great fighter. You don't win multiple world championships if you're not. For the layoff, I've had bigger layoffs than that. You know, some world champions only fight once a year, sometimes longer. So that shouldn't really affect you that amount of time. You know, at our level, we should.
And what were the tactics in that fight?
Well, we said all along, like, if Josh's volume and that, like, there's not a doubt in my mind. I've tried to say this so many times that Leigh is the biggest puncher in that division. There's not a doubt in my mind. Not a doubt. Pound for pound is the hardest puncher I've ever felt. Got hit with a shot in the back of the head, like you said, and I think that disorientated him, and he took a while to recover. I thought it hurt Josh in the first round, but got flustered at times as well. You know, like I say, got hit with a shot back of the head that was a bit that disorientated him. But I said all along, I said all along, I thought he was going to be a fight of the year contender. I just knew that Josh was going to come. He was going to let his hands go. Risky. You knew it was going to be risky, but I also knew, and that's why I knew it was going to be a great fight, that Leigh brave enough to punch with him, that he punches hard enough to find that shot, and that's what happened. And it was a risky game plan. You know, there was moments that Josh come off better in those exchanges, but the final moments that mattered, Leigh found a shot that made it different.
And what was made of how you looked at the weigh-in? Was that factor in that fight?
I said all week I haven't, you know, lied about it or anything like that. I've been open and honest. The last time I was comfortable with how Leigh made weight was Kanzu. Since then, I've not been comfortable with it. Probably wasn't keen on doing this fight. But once we knew it was going to be the fight with Josh, it was too big for Leigh to turn down. This is Leigh's last fight at the weight. As I said all week, made no bones about how much of a struggle it is for Leigh. But thankfully, he got the job done and can leave the featherweight division with the victory.
Leigh, could you just reflect on, obviously you've been on some run, and probably the best run of wins in the featherweight division as well. Could you just reflect on the run that you've had with your defending your title?
Yeah, it's some turnaround, kind of a Cinderella story. But I don't want to take all the credit. You know, my team is changing as a fighter. I know I wouldn't win that world title without him. I probably wouldn't even win the British title without him. And that short space of time I had there before that, and completely changed me as a fighter, changed my perception on boxing and how I view it and how I operate. And I said it in my last press conference, and I'll say it again, in the next 10 years, you know, these guys are going to come through and, in my opinion, are going to be one of, if not the best trainer in the world, and Leigh right next to him as well.
Obviously, it's a question probably for yourself and Eddie as well. But obviously, you've unlocked the key to like the City Ground as well. Kind of who would be your ideal opponent for that fight?
Well, I think I've got a number of options. As Eddie said tonight, it was a great fight, but kind of feel like, am I ever in a dual fight? Ever? No?
No.
I'm not, thank you. So on that basis, I think we've got the pick of the litter, to be honest. I mean, could give Josh another shot, you know, I'd be open to that, but it wouldn't be featherweight. I can't make it safer anymore. There's other people at the weight above. I'm not sure if vacating the title, if I'd be managed for any of the title, but it's just, I've got a lot of options. So we'll see what happens, see what the numbers were tonight maybe, and look at our other options. But who isn't really a bigger problem, it's more where, City Ground, and when.
Only probably 1 week.
I've got a question for Eddie, if that's okay. Eddie, I know we've been hearing this quite a lot about City Ground. Are we really going to be going to the City Ground for his
I
next
think
fight?
we said to Leigh that that's what would be next if he was to be victorious. I felt like it should have happened sooner. You know, it's a big place, and I think there's big fights out there. I mean, you know, you'll hear from Josh. I'm sure he feels like he should get another shot. It wouldn't, like I said, it definitely wouldn't be at 126, and I think Josh has been at 126 for a long time. But when you've got two sets of fans like you had tonight, and you know you saw a thrilling fight, that's an option. Joe Caldina, would he even want to go, you know, almost in someone's backyard when he's the champion? If the deal was right, quite possibly. But you know, the focus now would be to make sure that the next fight, whoever it's against, is at the City Ground.
Josh, obviously you are a career featherweight as well. Would you be open to the move to super feather to fight Leigh?
Most definitely. I'll be honest with you, this will probably be my last fight at feather. I'll still make it comfortably, but it's been a long time, and you know, I just feel like my better performance is inspiring and stuff like that come when I'm a bit heavier. So yeah, most definitely I would have been looking to step up. Obviously, would have had to vacate the belt anyway, and then look to step up. You know, would have been victorious tonight.
Josh, you had a lot of doubts coming into this. Many people obviously saying you finished. You came out there, and by all accounts, I think the judges' scorecards as well, you were winning the fight. Did you prove smile a little bit to yourself in there tonight?
No, not really much, to be honest with you. You know, it's to quote Roger Melvin, most people don't know fucking shit about boxing. You know, it's it does piss you off from time to time, but I've developed a thick skin over the years. I mean, you know, been root of all my career, even going back to fight for the British title. You know, I'm used to it now, so I'm not asking for people to fucking offer a short scrum. It is what it is. But I knew that Leigh had been in great form, but we could stop that. I knew that was a fact. I feel like I've been in more bigger punches with Leigh. Bigger punches than Leigh, he can dig. Obviously put me over, but you know, not the biggest punch I've been in with. And I just feel a bit hard done by tonight. You know, end of round, gets on my feet, looking at me off, fell over, smile on my face, and turns around at 8 and next minute's worked off.
Do you feel like the point off was a bit unjustified?
Yeah, most definitely, because that's the back of the head. That's not the back of the head. That's not the back of the head. And there were moments when Leigh was looking down to avoid the shot, and you know, for a tight hooks over, and in and one side of ear and stuff like that. And you know, I know Ben had a fair few carries, fair few moments in between the rounds with the referee, and maybe changed his opinion a little bit. So yeah, you know, from a warning to a point off straight away would get quite annoying.
And the stoppage itself, you mentioned going back to the corner, so the referee has to make that in a split decision. Your guy's safety is his priority. So from that point of view, I suppose, is it a case of, do you think because it's such a high level fight, he should be aware of the time and give you the minute, or did he do the right
Most definitely,
thing?
it's World Championship boxing. You know, it's not tickling competition.
I think the big thing about it was it wasn't even a close fight, was it? Josh Warrington was winning that fight easy, he was dominating it, he hurt him 3 or 4 times, obviously he was put down, he did wobble back to his corner, but he was up at 10, there was a minute for him to recover, he should have given him that minute, it was a bad decision, and I think Leigh's already said he's willing to give the rematch to Josh. Josh has said he's willing to go up to 9-4 and meet him there. It's a no-brainer. Eddie should just make this fight, and everyone will go out to arena. And obviously, you'll find out who the best man is when they're both at 9-4 and they're both strong and fit. And it's what everybody wants to see. So I don't know why we should sit here and talk about other things. This has got to be a rematch because he was winning that fight, and therefore he's took it off him.
I think, I think we've seen who the best man is, but just over to you, Leigh. City Ground, if you get your dream fight, is that going to be the last one?
Possibly, and like I said, it's fight by fight. It's hard to make the weight tonight, it's hard to fight, to be honest. But I got quite in there, I just dig down. I had to really dig deep to make the weight, and then I had to dig down in the fight as well. But then we're taking it fight by fight, so we'll move up, see how I feel. 35. I sacrificed a lot to get here. I sacrificed a lot of time away from family, friends, and most importantly my kids. So yeah, we'll see. Like I said, fight by fight. I love boxing. It's all I ever do. It's going to be a massive void in my life after boxing. So we'll see. Fight by fight. We'll do the City Ground. Then the only other thing I can think of is maybe a Vegas fight or something. I don't know. We'll see. Like I said, fight by fight. City Ground next, and then talk again.
Josh, congratulations on defeat. Obviously, that's what you weren't thinking to be here right now. Obviously, the fight had a lot of things riding on it for yourself outside of just the world title, and that brought out the emotion in you. Post-fight, so you're breaking out down into tears. Can you sum up the feelings that brought that emotion out of you? Like,
well, being upset.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm devastated. Obviously, cruising the fight, well up on scorecards, and switched off for a split second, and it's boxing. Bell A at the bell go, turned around at A, and I thought it would have been at least given the opportunity to sit down. I know the referee's out there for our safety, but 14 years deep into career, only one bad night office up to press. Never really been hurt. It's my 7th world title fight. So yeah, I do feel that I should have been at least given the opportunity to carry on. I mean, I know Eddie said, oh, badly hurt. I got up too quickly, but my senses were all with me. And like I say, I could hear him counting. Like I heard the bell go, and I turned around at 8. I know we're not in the States, but like places you can get up at 9 and let it go on. And I know that they come in and give you instruction prior to it, but 8, I'm up there, turned around at 8, and he's waving it off.
and can I ask you how difficult a prospect it was to game plan for Josh?
Yeah, like there's obviously, like I said before, there's areas of Josh's game when you match the two fighters together that we knew that Josh would dominate in. There was areas that we knew Leigh would dominate in. I did feel like Josh was starting to fade, he was starting to tire. I know, like Steve said, Josh hurt Leigh a couple of times. I thought Leigh hurt Josh in the first round and obviously hurt him again in the 7th, which was the deciding factor. But I said all along, I thought it was potentially going to be a fight. It weren't going to be anything but a fight of the year contender. They're two fantastic fighters, unbelievable. I said many times as well that they've got a certain level of character that talent can't give you. And I just knew that when one was hurt, they was going to fire back, and it was going to make for an amazing fight, and that's exactly what it was.
Leigh, as a competitor, is that a fight which you can put upon the mantle of the great performances you had recently, considering, look, an incredible finish, but the way the previous rounds went with Josh's successes, can you really be, not the best word, but can you be proud of that performance tonight?
Absolutely, not my best performance. I did feel a bit groggy making the way, and that, no excuses. I put down that fight aside, that's my best win. Josh is a 2-time world champion. Massive scalps on his record, without a shadow of a doubt. I'm the only Brit to be here. It's a great fight. Definitely my best scout. If we do it again, we do it again. If not, I'd like a new challenge, but we'll see.
We're
Leigh,
going to do it again then, Eddie. Everyone seems to want to watch it, and the two lads are up for it. So,
Yeah.
so they're you to do it. You happy with that?
Yeah, I mean, I think when you've got two huge sets of fans, you know, you need, as we've seen with Josh at stadium fights, you don't just make Josh against someone. You make it against Leigh Selby for the world title. You make it against Mauricio Lara in a big rematch. So it's going to take a big fight for Leigh Wood at the City Ground, and you know, we'll see what the demand is, what everybody thinks. I mean, I want to see the fight back because I think if they did stop the fight, I mean, my thoughts are, and I said to Josh in the ring, and I was, you know, I think I'd like to hear everybody else's views. I think that if Josh would have turned around, they would 100% let the fight carry on. If the ref did call it off at 8, I think it was too early because he should have given him, you know, the opportunity to turn around. But you know, from where I saw, the fact that he went back to the corner and didn't turn, that's what the ref said to me. He said he wouldn't turn around, and if he doesn't turn around, I can't let him continue. But for me, the numbers on DAZN we already know were fantastic. The crowd was great. Why not? I don't see a problem. We talk about the weight, and I think when you look at the front runners for sizes of fights at the City Ground, I think the rematch is probably the biggest one.
Leigh, can I just ask what the overriding emotion was when you knew it was over? And was there ever a point in the end of rounds when you were concerned?
I don't know what it is about me, but I ain't got to quit him in until that final door was round 12. I don't know, two round stoppages, and I came through it tonight. I ain't got to quit him in. Never say never, never do die. It's just, you know, it's my attitude. Same as my career, you know, I didn't come off to the best start. I turned it around and got the same in the Conor fight, you know, round me off all you want. I'm just going to do it till the end, and if I can do anything to win, I'll do it.
Josh, can I just ask as well, does it sound like you're ready to quit, or if it's not Leigh, do you want to keep going?
Well, you know, I'm 32, I'm not as old as Leigh, but I've had some big fights and that's a long career. You know, it's coming to my 14th year. You know, I would have been picking Eddie's Ed to take us to America. You know, it's something that I've been wanting to do since I re-signed with him. They're the team to do it, the best in the world, and promotion company. And I feel like, you know, Eddie may have had other plans with other fighters domestically, but you know, I'd still love to sit in that box. You know, if I can get the rematch, you know, the rematch is number one right now. But yeah, I'd still love to go to the States as well. I still think I've shown there that I think people looked at that Luis Alberto Lopez fight and thought, oh, Josh is fucking past it now. But I think it's shown tonight, dominated most of the rounds there. Switched off for a split second, like I say, it's well level boxing, and you know, it's been taken away from me. So yeah, just have a few weeks off because I've been training non-stop more or less all year. Promised fights, what falling through. This is going to happen. This is going to happen. I just kept my head focused on training, being patient. 10 months out, straight into a big fight again. You know, not to be tonight, but hopefully Steve and Ed will have a chat together, and you know, if not the rematch, offer me something else.
Does the manner of the stoppage and you feeling hard done by give you that fire to either avenge or carry on?
To be honest with you, I want to swear, carry on, smash them up at this moment in time, but I just know that I've still got plenty in the tank. You know, I've still got enough. And then my part in there when I thought to myself, nah, it's too far down, Josh, let it go. I never felt like we're well in control, and I plan to take it up going into the second half of the fight, but so good to see that.
Last two questions, guys.
Leigh, as the rounds progressed, did you feel, and obviously Josh was going up, did you feel like people were starting to write you off at any point?
What, round myself off?
Did you think people were
People,
starting to...
I won't really think about what people. I was just thinking about getting the job done. I was thinking, I'm so focused, so in the zone. I knew that when he was winning them moments, working extremely hard for him, like I said before the fight, I was making him pay down the stretch for them exchanges. And I did.
Much of the both of you, are you those best fights in the room with each other?
Yeah, it's a great fight. I've been in some really good fighters and different styles of fights, but Josh is tough, probably one of the toughest I've been with.
All right, guys. Well done both of you. Tremendous battle, and congratulations.